Good morning, Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, our dear guests. May I offer you a warm Omani welcome to the Sultanate. And if you think it's getting rather warm, perhaps you should come back in July when things will be really hotting up. I'm honored and indeed excited that this inspirational conference should be held here in this historic city of Muscat, bringing together, as it does, leaders and innovators from some of the world's most distinguished fashion and luxury brands. And I should like to put on record my sincere thanks to Conde Nast, the team that have worked so hard to make all this possible. And I should like to offer my personal thanks to Jonathan Newhouse and Susie Menkes for the vision and energy they have shown in bringing us all together here today. The theme, as we all know, of this year's event is navigating the new Silk Route. Here in Oman, navigating those routes is woven into the very fabric of our culture. Now, it may come as a surprise to you, but Oman has been in the luxury goods business for more than 1,000 years. Before the Silk Routes were laying the foundations for our modern world of globalized trade, Oman was producing and trading what was arguably the first real luxury good, and that is frankincense. I think we've all heard about it, but perhaps you don't much have had any direct contact or experience of it. If so, don't worry. While you are here, we aim to put that right. Just outside this hall, you can see a real 100-year-old frankincense tree. We hope it will serve as a living symbol for you of mindful luxury. And around it, you'll find samples of frankincense you can take away with you. But now, let me take you up out of the modern city of Muscat and back to where this story begins, out over the desert, the Rub' al-Khali, the empty quarter, 600,000 square kilometers of arid wilderness, the largest sand desert on earth. This is what most of Arabia looks like. But in the south of Oman, in Dhofar, where the mountains rise up from Salalah on the coast towards the desert, the land is rich and fertile thanks to the monsoon winds that bring in precious moisture every summer. It is a magical land where camels graze on greenery. It is a land of milk and honey. It is the land of frankincense. For here, on the mountainside, you will find trees that produce the ultimate luxury goods of the ancient world, sought after by everyone from the Egyptians and Romans onwards. A huge trade grew up around frankincense, treasured for the glorious and spiritual perfume. It was the reason camel caravans first took on the long, perilous journey across the sands wastes of the Rub' al-Khali to the ports of the Mediterranean. Along the Omani ports like Samharam sprang up to carry the precious frankincense far near by sea. Omani merchants began to sail across the Indian Ocean to build rich connections between Arabia, India, and on to China. The voyage of Sinbad may be a legend, but they were based on the reality of the extraordinary feats of those early Omani navigators. recently created by the crew of the Jewel of Muscat in recent times during her voyage from Oman to Singapore. 30 years before, another Omani ship, Suhar, went to Guangzhou, Canton in China, where more than 1,000 years aged, 10,000 Arabs could be found in that city. Over the centuries, trade with the East grew and expanded into other goods. Along the coast at Al Balid, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a new port grew up. Spices, silver, gold, horses, silk, rugs, and of course frankincense were imported and exported. In the Museum of the Land of Frankincense at Al Balid, you can see examples of the Chinese porcelain found at the site, evidence of the ancient trade with the East. Today, Oman is still an open trading nation that looks east. At the modern port of Oman, the boats have grown bigger and the technology a little more sophisticated, but it's the same trade route. Yet the story of Oman's continues of trade across the Indian Ocean is not just about economic history. For this willingness to explore, this openness to trade has helped shape our culture. It has cultivated in Omanis the values we hold dear: tolerance, mutual respect, authentic hospitality, and friendship to all. It has given us a thirst for connecting cultures and continents, a desire to trade with each other, a desire to enrich our common humanity, to build and share a better world of peace and prosperity for everybody. As a maritime nation of traders and artisans with a proud and rich heritage so closely linked to the world of luxury goods, I believe visiting Oman offers you the opportunity to go back in time to explore the origins of mindful luxury and appreciate what is on offer here. For example, in the area of luxury tourism. With its extraordinary and varied natural beauty and its safe and welcoming culture, Oman offers an inspirational destination for you to come together to discuss the way forward for the global luxury industry. It is, I believe, an opportunity to build a vibrant legacy which will benefit the youth of today and generations to come across the region and globally. It is an opportunity for us, all of us, to join forces in the great, noble goal of connecting cultures. For just as Oman has worked and continues to work to bring people together through trade and culture exchange, so do you in your work. We all aspire to dress elegantly, to treat ourselves and our loved ones to a little luxury. The language of fashion and beauty is a universal one. We have far more in common than what separates us. Today, Oman is working hard to open new horizons in tourism and in trade. We are expanding, for example, our ties with China, cooperating in its One Belt, One Road strategy to try and build economic prosperity on the foundations of ancient land and trade routes. We are welcoming more and more visitors, boosting our heritage and creating new opportunities inspired by Oman's essential authenticity and beauty, symbolizing mindful luxury with iconic developments to create a sustainable future for its people and unique experiences for all who choose to partner with us. Omanis love to explore, to reach out, to share values and learn from other cultures. And for proof, look no further than the Shabab Oman the magnificent sail vessel of the Royal Navy of Oman, a full-size clipper ship touring the world, an ambassador for Oman's culture of openness and friendship. Omanis have always had a hankering to see what lies over the horizon. As William Faulkner said, you cannot swim for new horizons until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore. I sincerely believe that we have an exciting message and culture to share, as we did when we brought a traditional Omani boat from the waters of the port of Sur to the fountains of the Trocadero in Paris to celebrate the opening of the Oman El Mer exhibition at the National Maritime Museum. The Oman I love is open to new ideas. The Oman I love is always hungry to share, to see what others treasure, and to understand why. It is what I like to call the spirit of the jewel. The spirit of the jewel of Muscat, the ship we saw earlier. It is a spirit which is bold in the face of danger and challenge, a spirit which brings great rewards, a spirit that knows that through teamwork and cooperation, extraordinary things are possible and can happen, a spirit that enhances our capacity to deal with the unpredictable and uncertainty. This spirit of Oman will continue to work in partnership with regional and international players to enhance understanding and trade, to create opportunities, and to create prosperities for all of us, for all. This event and this partnership with Conde Nast is an elegant example of how together we can attract the very best in terms of expertise, creativity, experience, and vision to carry us over new horizons and to a brighter future. So with that, I thank you again for being here, and I wish you all the best for the road ahead, for this world that we all share. Thank you.